Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Matthew and Rachel Radio English. I'm Matthew.
And I'm Rachel. Hello, guys. Welcome back. It is so good to be here with you today. Matthew, how are you doing today? You look focused.
Focused? That's good. I'm trying to be focused. Actually, I'm doing really well. I had a bit of a slow start this morning, to be honest. I was dragging my feet a little bit, but here I am, coffee in hand, ready to go. How about you?
I'm doing great, thanks. You said you were dragging your feet. That is the perfect transition into today's topic, because I feel like I've been dragging my feet all week on so many things.
Yeah? Like what?
Oh, just life admin. Emails I need to reply to, scheduling appointments, boring stuff, but it feels like this huge weight on my shoulders.
I know exactly what you mean, and that is exactly what we are talking about today. Today's topic is, in my opinion, one of the most important things we have ever discussed.
Totally agree.
The title of today's episode is You Have to Act.
Simple, but scary.
Very scary. We are going to talk about procrastination, laziness, fear, people-pleasing, and why we spend so much time planning to learn English or planning to change our lives, but we never actually do it.
Yeah, it's that feeling of being stuck in the planning phase forever, I'll start on Monday. I'll start when I buy a new notebook.
I'll start when the moon is in the correct phase. Yeah, we make excuses. So, today we are going to break down why we do this and give you some real practical strategies and English vocabulary to help you stop thinking and start doing.
And stay tuned, because later in the episode we have a really interesting pronunciation section. It's not about gonna or wanna this time, it's about regret. Sounds sad, but it's actually super useful for speaking naturally.
Exactly. No more spoilers. Let's get into it.
So, Rachel, let's start with some definitions, because I think people confuse these two words a lot, laziness and procrastination. Do you think they're the same thing?
That's a good question. I used to think so. I used to think, I'm just lazy, but no, I don't think they are the same.
I agree. How would you define them?
Well, for me, laziness is like you're just happy doing nothing, You're on the sofa watching TV and you have zero intention of doing work and you feel fine about it. You're relaxing.
Right. Laziness feels peaceful in a way. I don't care about the work.
Exactly. But procrastination, oh my God, procrastination is painful. It's when you want to do the thing, you know you should do the thing, but you are doing everything else except that thing, and you feel guilty.
Yes, that's the key word, guilt. Procrastination is active. You are actively choosing to do something else, but you feel terrible inside. It's like, let's give the listener some vocabulary here. We often say to put something off.
Yes, to put off. P-U-T-O-F-F. It's a phrasal verb. It means to delay doing something. Like, I keep putting off my dentist appointment.
I think everyone hates the dentist, so that's a valid example. But yeah, putting things off. Why do we do it? If we know it makes us feel bad, why do we do it?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Psychologists say it's not about being bad at time management. It's about emotion management.
Oh, say more about that, emotion management.
Yeah, so imagine you have to study English grammar or write a script. It feels hard, it feels boring, or maybe you're afraid you will do it badly. So those are negative emotions.
Right.
So your brain says, hey, let's not feel bad right now. Let's check Instagram instead. Instagram feels good. So you procrastinate to fix your mood, not your schedule.
That makes so much sense. It's a coping mechanism. We are avoiding the discomfort. I do this all the time with going to the gym.
Really? You look fit, though.
Well, thanks, but it's a battle. Every morning I sit there and I think, oh, it's going to be hard. I'm tired. And I start cleaning the kitchen instead. I will literally wash dishes to avoid lifting weights. That is classic procrastination.
Cleaning the kitchen is a classic one. It's what we call productive procrastination.
Yes, explain that term. I love that term.
Okay, so productive procrastination is when you do low-value work to avoid the high-value work. So instead of studying for your big exam, you organize your desk or you color code your notes. It feels like work, but you aren't actually doing the hard thing.
I think a lot of English learners do this. They spend hours finding the perfect app or watching YouTube videos about how to learn English, but they never actually speak.
Oh, totally. Watching a video about learning is safe. Speaking is scary. Speaking is the hard thing.
And that brings us to another huge reason we don't act: fear. Specifically, the fear of judgment or people-pleasing.
Ugh, people-pleasing. This is a deep one, Matthew.
It is, but we have to talk about it because you have to act isn't just about laziness. Sometimes we don't act because we are waiting for permission.
Or we are waiting for everyone to like what we do.
Exactly. People-pleasing. This is when you change your behavior or hold back your true self just to make other people happy or to avoid conflict.
How does this apply to learning a language, do you think?
Well, think about accents or making mistakes. I have students who are terrified to speak because they think, what if I sound stupid? What if the other person judges me? They are prioritizing the other person's opinion over their own progress.
Wow, yeah, that's true. You are so worried about being perfect for them that you stay silent. You are walking on eggshells.
Good idiom, walking on eggshells.
Yeah, imagine literally walking on fragile eggshells. You have to be so careful not to break them. It means you are being overly careful to avoid upsetting someone or looking bad.
And living your life walking on eggshells is exhausting. It takes all your energy you could use to actually learn and grow.
I think this also connects to seeking validation.
Validation. Define that for us.
Validation is looking for approval from others. Like you want someone to pat you on the head and say, "Good job, you are smart." And if you don't get that, you feel like a failure.
Right. So if you speak English and make a mistake and nobody claps, or maybe someone looks confused, you feel crushed. So you stop acting. You stop trying.
Exactly. But here's the harsh truth, Matthew. Can I give some harsh truth?
Please, we need it. Give us the tough love, Rachel.
Nobody cares as much as you think they do.
It's so true. It sounds mean, but it's liberating.
It is. Everyone else is worrying about themselves. They aren't thinking about your accent. They are thinking about their own lunch or their own problems. So just act. Stop waiting for the applause.
That reminds me of a quote I read: better done than perfect.
Oh, I love that.
Perfectionism is just procrastination in a fancy suit. It's fear dressed up as high standards. If you wait until your English is perfect to speak, you will be silent forever.
Amen to that. You have to be willing to be bad at something to eventually become good at it. You have to embrace the cringe.
Embrace the cringe. I love it. Okay. Speaking of embracing difficult things, let's move on to something technical. We talked about how people delay things because they're afraid. But sometimes when we look back, we just feel regret.
Oh, the regret. I wish I had started sooner.
Exactly. And English has a very specific way to talk about this regret. And if you can master the pronunciation of these words, you will sound so much more natural.
Okay, I am excited for this. What are we focusing on?
We are focusing on modals of past regret, specifically should have, could have, and would have.
Ah, the coulda, shoulda, woulda trio.
Exactly. Now, listeners, pay attention. In a textbook, you read, I should have done it.
5 words, very clear. I should have done it.
But if you say it like that in a cafe, you sound like a robot.
I should have done it. Exactly. Native speakers crush these words together. We compress them.
So should have becomes...
First, it becomes should've, SHOULD apostrophe VE, should've. Try that.
Should've.
But in fast American English, we go even further. We often change the sound to a schwa sound at the end. It sounds like shoulda. SHOULDA, shoulda.
Shoulda. Like, I shoulda called him.
Perfect. I shoulda started yesterday. It implies regret. You didn't do it, but it was a good idea. Now, what about could've?
That becomes could have, and then coulda.
Coulda. I coulda been a doctor.
But you became a podcaster instead.
Exactly. I coulda been rich. No, I'm kidding. So we have shoulda, coulda, and the last one?
Woulda, from would have.
Woulda. I woulda helped you, but I was busy. So why is this important for our topic of acting? Because, Rachel, I don't want our listeners to live in the shoulda zone. The shoulda zone is a sad place. It's the place where you look back and say, I shoulda studied. I shoulda taken that job. I coulda learned English.
Ooh, that's deep. Yeah, the shoulda zone is the zone of inaction.
Exactly. We want you to live in the did zone. Not I should have done it, but I did it.
But for pronunciation practice, let's try a sentence. Repeat after us, guys. I should have started sooner, but I'm gonna start now.
Oh, you slipped a gunna in there. Sneaky.
I couldn't help it. It flows so well. I should have started sooner.
Listen to how smooth that is. Shoulda started. The words link together. We don't say should have started. It's one long snake of sound. Shoulda started.
It sounds much more fluent. So practice that reduction. It helps your listening too, because native speakers talk so fast using these.
Absolutely. If you are waiting to hear the word have, you will miss it. You just hear that little sound. Shoulda, coulda.
Okay, Matthew, we've analyzed the problem. We've learned the pronunciation of regret. Now, how do we actually act? How do we stop being lazy?
Right, the solution. Well, first, I think we need to kill a myth. The myth of motivation.
Preach. Tell us about it.
People wait to feel like doing it. They wait for lightning to strike. Oh, today I feel inspired. But inspiration is unreliable. It's like a flaky friend. Sometimes it shows up, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, motivation is that friend who cancels plans at the last minute.
Exactly. So you cannot rely on motivation. You need discipline. But discipline sounds hard. It sounds like military school.
It does. It sounds like suffering.
So let's call it habit or systems. Have you read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear?
Yes, it's a fantastic book. I love the concept of the 2-minute rule.
Yes, let's explain that. I think this is the secret to curing procrastination.
Okay. So the 2-minute rule basically says if you want to start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do.
Wait, so if I want to learn English, I only study for 2 minutes? That's not enough.
It's not about the result yet. It's about the start. The hardest part of going for a run is putting on your shoes. The hardest part of studying is opening the book.
Ah, I see. So you lower the barrier. You make it so easy that you can't say no.
Exactly. So don't say, I will study grammar for an hour. Say, I will read 1 page, or I will listen to 1 minute of a podcast. Anyone can do that.
And usually once you start, you keep going, right?
Yes, that's called momentum.
Momentum. That's a physics term, but we use it in life. Once an object is in motion, it stays in motion.
Precisely. The energy required to start is huge. The energy required to continue is small. So just focus on the first 2 minutes.
I love that. So stop looking at the mountain, just look at your feet. Just take the first step.
Another tip I have is about accountability.
Accountability. That means being responsible to someone else.
Yeah, it's hard to let yourself down, but it's even harder to let a friend down. If we agree to meet at the gym, I will go because I don't want you to wait for me.
That's true. So find a study buddy or tell your spouse, hey, I'm going to study for 20 minutes. If you see me on TikTok, you have permission to yell at me.
Or steal my phone. Yeah, you need stakes. You need consequences.
There is one more phrase I want to teach before we wrap up. It's to rip off the Band-Aid.
Ooh, that's a painful visual.
It is. A Band-Aid, or a plaster in the UK, sticks to your skin. If you pull it slowly, it hurts for a long time.
Oh, yeah, pulling hair out slowly? Terrible.
But if you rip it off, whoosh, it hurts for 1 second and then it's over.
So, ripping off the Band-Aid means doing the unpleasant task quickly and immediately rather than dragging it out.
Exactly. If you have to make a difficult phone call in English, don't sit and stare at the phone for an hour. Just dial. Rip off the Band-Aid.
The anticipation is always worse than the reality. We build it up in our heads to be this monster, and then we do it and we go, oh, that was actually okay.
Every single time, we suffer more in our imagination than in reality. Wow, I feel motivated. I actually want to go do my laundry now.
Go do it. Seize the moment, Matthew.
Let's do a quick recap of what we learned today. We covered a lot of psychological ground.
We really did. We started off by diving into the difference between procrastination and laziness, basically that heavy feeling of guilt that tells you it's procrastination.
Exactly. And then we looked at how we trick ourselves with productive procrastination, doing the easy tasks just to avoid the big, scary ones.
Right. We also touched on the emotional side of things, like the stress of people-pleasing and that exhausting feeling of walking on eggshells.
And we can't forget the language part. We practiced how to naturally say shoulda, coulda, and woulda when talking about regrets.
To wrap it all up, we shared the 2-minute rule, the perfect way to stop overthinking and finally build some real momentum.
That is a solid toolkit for success. Now, Rachel, usually we just say goodbye here, but today the topic is action, so we cannot just say goodbye.
No, we have to give you a challenge, a specific call to action.
Right now, as soon as this episode ends, do not play the next episode, do not scroll to Instagram.
We want you to identify one thing you have been putting off, just one. Maybe it's replying to an email, maybe it's booking a class, maybe it's washing that coffee cup on your desk.
And do it. Just do it. Apply the 2-minute rule. Rip off the Band-Aid.
And if you do it, you will feel that little hit of dopamine. You will feel proud. And that is how you build a new identity, not as a procrastinator, but as a doer.
Be a doer. I love that. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate you spending your time with us. Have a productive week. Stop waiting, start doing. See you next time.
Bye, guys. Act now.